Hello everyone, EvoSci here, and welcome to my first tutorial. And this is going to be for an automatic item sorter for a witch farm. And as you can see, I had it turned off initially, but we'll go ahead and crank it on. This is for Bedrock version. As you can see, we're using the wonderful Trident killer. And I'll show you how this one works for me. All the items of which drops: potions, gunpowder, sugar, glowstone, redstone, spider eyes, sticks, and empty bottles will be automatically sorted into the various chests. Let's jump right into it. As you can see behind me, I already have the witch hut modified for the beginning of the witch farm. You can go find the tutorial for starting their witch farm on JC Playz, Silent Whisper, one of those guys. I'll be referencing JC Playz video tutorial for the Bedrock witch farm in the description and the timestamp where it starts. When you get the spawning platform modified with the buttons, that's where we'll begin this tutorial. Listed here are the items that you're going to need for this automatic sorter. For the blocks, some of it's relative to what you need. I'm going to try to do this tutorial digging down into the ground, so hopefully it'll save some of the material as far as solid blocks that you'll need in the area. From here, you'll begin to just continue this down, clear out the area around the platform. What we want to do is just close it in. Mainly, we want to close these areas in on the side so that the witches will ultimately come down here. So get these walls built up, these walls built up. Any kind of solid block will do. And once you have it built up to this point, mark your spot where you're going to be digging down. And what we want to do is place a button on this block and a button on this block. So just like above, the witches will see this as a solid block, walk down, and ultimately into your killing chamber, which will be down below. In other tutorials, what they'll have you do is build your AFK spot about 30 blocks into the air. This one, of course, you'll be digging down because we're going to make a killing chamber and have the item sorter. And for that to work, we need the witches to drop down, and that'll make it a whole lot easier. What you want to do is jump up here and figure out which coordinate on the Y coordinate your witches spawn. This is coordinate 70, and so we want to make sure we're at least 30 blocks down so that they'll spawn. Once we dig down, try to keep track of where the back of the spawner is. So we'll want to go down to at least 40. Probably go down to Y coordinate 39. And we'll light it up. So we'll go ahead and dig 2 blocks this way. And we'll dig 2 blocks this way. Which will leave us with, 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 blocks this way for now. 1, 2, 3, 4. And dig out this area so that it's clean. Alright, once you have this area cleared out and lit, we're going to want to mark on the ground the space directly below the tunnel where your witches will be coming down. So get yourself an easily identifiable block. If you're early on in the game, cobblestone's real easy. But we want to mark this spot because we're going to need it later for placing the hopper minecart underneath. So that'll just make it easy. It'll also make it easy for placing down the pistons for the Trident killer. Let's go ahead and mark that. And very quickly we're going to go ahead and dig out our way up. Alright, once you're on the surface, you can see this is where we're at. Now, I'd advise you to go ahead and place a block right here so that your witches, when they spawn when you're down below, won't fall on your head and make trouble for you while you're working on the farm. If you want, you can go ahead and brick this up so that if they do spawn, they'll be stuck in there, can't go anywhere, and you can take care of them later. So for now, we'll head back down into the farm and get to work on the Trident killer. So the next step is to set up the Trident killer. We'll start with setting our first piston. We want it to push into this block here. We'll go around, skipping each block like so, with that set up. Next, we'll place a redstone torch, then an observer with it looking at the torch. The arrow will be pointing into the next piston. Torch, observer pointing to the next piston, torch, an observer pointing to the next piston, a torch, and your final observer doing the same all the way around. Next, you'll stick your lever here, make sure it works. We'll go around once, and it's shut that off. Once you have your Trident killer in place, we'll hold off on the Trident for now. You can do solid blocks, or you can do glass if you want to see the witches all the way around. Up to you, but if you're trying to save on resources, cobblestone works. We'll start to fill in this area of the Trident killer. Now, make sure in these open spaces that you have a block here, because you don't want to step in too close. Otherwise, when the Trident killer is operating, you'll end up sucking up the Trident and have to redo all this. So fill in the upper spot here, like so, and then we'll take glass block, place it here, and before you place your last one, we'll put in the Trident, turn it on, make sure it's going around, turn it on, and cover up with glass. And you can see when the witches fall down into the Trident killer. And now that we've got our Trident killer set up, we'll get to work on the actual item sorter. What we'll do is get adjacent to your ladder down here, dig down 3 blocks over 1 too high. Then what we want to do is dig ahead towards the block that marks where our witches fall down the shaft. So there's our cobblestone marking. We're going to dig 1 more down, and we'll place our chest, place a hopper, place the rail, hopper minecart. We'll go ahead and cover that up with a block to keep it from moving. I designed this farm, or this tutorial, with those playing survival in mind. So how I'm doing it is I'm going to build it down a layer at a time into the stone. Now, if you're in a cave, just see later in the tutorial just how many blocks are, just what the design looks like in general. But I know for myself, building farms in survival, it's difficult when, you're having to fly around or don't have wings using scaffolding or whatever. In this case, I'll just be digging it down a layer at a time. Since we're digging underneath the ground, we'll just dig it out of the rock. So now we'll dig back to where we're adjacent to this. Keep a block there. Go ahead and dig 1 more level down with a chest. Go ahead and light your stuff up with a torch and dig out underneath the chest. And what we're going to do is dig a total of 11 blocks in that direction. So we have the first 2 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Go ahead and clear out some more space going back the other direction. Like so. Place our first double chest at the end here. This will be end up being the chest for our empty bottles. Get down here and into this chest, start placing your hopper line. Now, I know this gets pretty expensive with the amount of hoppers, but I've tried a water stream and that doesn't work because once you dispense empty water bottles in a water stream, they fill up. And that takes up a bunch of space and messes up sorting out other items later on. Go ahead and clear out some more rows for yourself. And what we'll do is we want to go ahead and dig 1, 2, 3 down and place a chest. This double chest here will end up being for potions. Go ahead and place 2 hoppers going into the chest like so. If you want, you can go ahead and clear some of that out. So like I said, I'm doing a row at a time. You can go ahead and clear some of that out because we'll be going back that direction. Same on that side. But what we're going to do now is clear out this level. Now these hoppers you want to place into this block back there like that. You'll have 6 of these. Place it like that. We can go ahead and dig down here. We'll clear out this row. And then underneath each of the hoppers, clear out your space for your chest. Like that. And then will be a double chest in each row. Like so. Then on each of the chests in the back, hopper flowing into each chest. So by the end of that, this is what it should look like. So while you're at it, go ahead and clear things out to your comfort level. All this stuff isn't strictly necessary at the moment. It's all in preference. Alright, now that we're to this point, we're going to go ahead and set up the sorter for the potions. So what we'll do is from this hopper here, we're going to dig 5 blocks back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can go ahead and dig up a couple of spaces as well where you're level with that chest. Should be good enough. And then behind this first hopper, we'll go ahead and clear that out. So we want it like that. Clear these blocks out like so. You can go ahead and clear this back row out and give yourself a walkway right there. Then we want to clear these 2 out and this one out right here. When you're done, your blocks should be in this shape like here. Go ahead and clear that out. And so this will be the sorter for our potions. Now get yourself a comparator going into these 2 blocks. Redstone dust there and there. Redstone torch out the back. And a repeater going in. So by the end of it, clear this area out so I can give you a better look. That should be what that circuit looks like. Alright. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and clear out the rest of this area for the remaining portion of the item sorter. Dig back again 5 blocks, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we can just clear out to the other side. Go ahead and dig all this like so. Go ahead and clear everything to your chest at the end here, like that. Alright, we'll start from the back here. Clear out this row, leave the first block, and go to the end. Like that. Then dig out these 2 blocks right here. Go ahead and clear out this top row all the way through. This line and this line. Then come back and dig down behind this bottom hopper here. From here, start placing comparators. You want them to point back into that block, like so. There you go. Go ahead and get rid of this line. And 2 rows beneath, like that. And then get rid of this row underneath. And here, you'll place repeaters going into those blocks. Turn around, redstone torches right there. And then you'll get your glass blocks, place them back here like this, and cover it all with redstone dust. So when you're done, it should look like this. Go ahead on the back, just add a set of blocks like that. So by the time you're done, it should hopefully look like this. Now that we're done with that, we can begin to set up these item sorters. Let's get yourself some signs. This will be where the potions go. Gunpowder, redstone, sugar, spider eyes, glowstone dust, sticks, and finally at this last chest, like we mentioned before, empty bottles. We've got everything labeled like we want. If you don't have all these items yet, well, you can just go ahead and turn on your witch farm and it'll start running. And once you get a few of these items, then you can come back, fill in your hoppers with what you need to sort. Get all the items you'll need: gunpowder, redstone, sugar, spider eyes, glowstones, and sticks. You need at least 1 of each. Okay, once you have your items, come back to your second hopper here and make sure you have blocks of something that obviously you're not going to sort in this. For me, I just use gravel. You can use cobblestone, whatever else. Just something that won't be falling down into this sorter to mess it all up for you. What you'll do is come to this middle hopper. You're going to put 1 of whatever item you're sorting, and then 11 of your miscellaneous blocks in each of the positions. And this will lock this hopper to where it'll only sort this item out, like so. And just continue on down the line. Once you have everything in, double check, make sure everything looks good, like so. Again, for this last one, you're not going to need anything. The empty bottles will just travel over to the very end, and your potions will go in here at the very beginning. Now, as far as customizing the rest of this room, that's up to you guys. Otherwise, should be ready to turn on. What we'll do is head back up to the top, and we'll double check everything. We'll go ahead and open that up down there. Now again, the witches should fall down into here, walk off, and fall down into the bottom. Let's go ahead and get your block this in, and we want to make sure everything's covered to where it's dark. Like so. You can head back down to the Trident killer. and we'll see if we get anything. After about a minute, witches start falling down. You can turn on the killer. We can go down and check how the sorting is going. To check that things are coming down, you can watch this initial chest as the witches are falling, and you should see the items pass through. The items start dropping through. You'll see them briefly there as they pass through the chest, go on to the other, on through the hoppers and onto the other chests. So we just saw sticks and sugar, so we can check those really quick. As you can see, we've got a sugar, got some sticks. This bottom hopper, once stuff passes through, will always hold one of each item. You can see we've gotten 1 gunpowder, we've gotten 2 potions. So yeah, you can just AFK here, start building up your arsenal there. As always, if you're holding a looting 3 sword, that'll just increase the drops. So I'll go ahead and sit here for 5 minutes and we'll see just how much we get during that time. Alright guys, it's been about 5 minutes. Let's take a look and see what we've got. Alright, potions, not bad. Sticks, bottles. Alright, you can see what we got in 5 minutes with the looting 3 sword. That's not too bad, especially for all the items that get dropped. And that's one of my favorite things about a witch farm, is that out of all the mobs you've got, they drop the most stuff. So it's definitely a nice farm to have, and honestly, it's not that difficult in terms of farms when you compare it to creeper farms, guardian farms. Especially starting off early on, aside from the hoppers, it's a pretty good farm to have. And once you have enough iron for all the hoppers and can do the item sorting, it makes it a whole lot easier keeping track of all your loot. Now I will tell you with the potions, those will fill up pretty quick since they're not stackable. One of the things you can do, I'll show you real quick, is to maximize your space. As time goes by and they start to fill up, you can just dig back, add a double chest, and just add a hopper coming off this chest into this one, and you can just stack it down. Another choice, if you want to save your space going backwards, is start your chest right here and overlap a little bit, and then you can do it like that. And there you have it. Automatic item sorter for witch farm. And as things fill up, you can expand it. This is an easy way to do it, and you just dig stairs going down. Alright, there you have it. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope it's useful. And if you have any thoughts, concerns, comments, questions, throw them down in the comments. I'll try to answer them. And we'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.